Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video on the channel. Inside of today's video, I'm going to be taking a look at the best 10 brawlers to carry your randoms with. So I get asked this question a lot on my streams and my comments, and how possibly do you win with such atrocious randoms? Well, sometimes you literally can't. Some randoms are uncarryable, but at the same time, they're 10 brawlers that can really boost your chances of winning games, especially if you're good with them, because you can just carry, especially with those high damage brawlers. But quickly, before we get into the video, make sure you subscribe if you're not already. Trying to get close to 300k now. I know, just hit 250k, but the support has been insane, so make sure to subscribe if you're not. Anyways, without further ado, let's jump into the first brawler event. So the first brawler I always recommend, and probably is the best brawler to play to carry your randoms with, it is Piper. So the only problem with Piper is that everybody is finding her annoying in the meta, and I hardly get the chance to play it so much myself. Sometimes your randoms can just pick this brawler, but for me, whenever I'm unsure on what to go, I go Piper, because I know if I'm playing good, I'm going to carry my teammates with snappy sniping, with the knockback gadget, or even homemade recipe. A good Piper can even win bad matchups as well. So in terms of the best game modes to carry your randoms with Piper, of course, it's going to be knockout and bounty in particular. I think Piper's pretty good on safe zone as well. Not the best on kaboom, but really good in gem grab if you want to carry, for example, on last stop, hard right mine. Be good on other open maps on ladder as well. But typically, you want to play Piper because some people try and play Piper and they're just not him. So take it off your teammates and you can carry with snappy snipe. Moving on to the next brawler you must absolutely pick to carry your bad randoms with, it is a Colt. So hear me out. I know Colt is actually overpicked a lot. I was complaining about it on stream recently, and a lot of the Colt players aren't him. But again, I get my hands on Colt a few times, and I'm not the best Colt in the world, but one game I went 21 on quickfire, for example. So if you believe in your Colt skills and you're really good with him, then just go it, because he has a lot of damage potential, especially because he has such a quick reload speed, especially since the buff not too long ago. Then he's got the reload gear as well. He's got speed loader. He's basically spamming out shots relentlessly, and if you can connect those shots, trust me, don't auto aim with Colt. You've got to learn how to predict the opponent's movement, and once you get to grasp with that, you can absolutely carry. So the game mode to carry your randoms with in particular, of course, Heist is the #1 game mode to play Colt on, but there's definitely some use case with him elsewhere to break open the map. Can be pretty decent in Brawl, can be somewhat underrated on knockout to break open the map as well, and can be underrated on maps like Last Stop, where you just need to play down your definitive lane, and you can play pretty good with Colt. So for me, I always look to play this brawler if I want to carry bad randoms. But into the next brawler you must absolutely pick if you want to carry your bad randoms, it has to be Brock. So again, this is another brawler which randoms tend to overpick too much, but at the same time, I can see where they're kind of coming from, because most Brocks at the end of the game get really good damage, and the potential with Brock is insane. If you can keep landing those supers, the amount of team wipes that you can get off through the roof. So he's not going to be like some game-breaking brawler, but again, if you're facing off against bad players as well, it's easy to play Brock. They don't know how to juke his rockets easily. So in terms of best game mode for Brock, again, Heist is going to be your better game mode, but you can easily play Brock pretty much in every single bounty map outside of Shooting Star, really, because other sharpshooters outclass him. Knockout, you can play him everywhere. He's super versatile in Knockout. Gem Grab, I wouldn't really touch him in Gem Grab, not really the best. Hot Zone, again, not really the best. Brawl, there probably are some underrated use cases for him in center stage, for example, but I think most of the time you probably can get away with playing at Brock, especially if you're in a lower elos. So he's got that big damage potential, so of course you want to use him to carry your randoms. So the next brawler you need to be picking to carry your randoms with, it is Rico. So I say this as a Rico main. Whenever I'm playing with bad randoms, my damage and KD just goes through the roof with this brawler. The potential is insane, because you can literally lock down all 3 lanes if you're good Rico. Using the reload gear on Rico just makes it so you have infinite ammo. Use super bouncy star power as well, just to get even more DPS. But Rico, you can actually play him in a lot of different scenarios. So there's a couple of good maps with him in Brawl, sneaker fields and center stage. Using the vision gear, you can just keep spamming the lane, and then once you get your super, that's when you start to pop off and carry your randoms. Chaining supers, destroying enemies. Again, you can just lock down multiple lanes with him. In terms of Hot Zone, there's a few underrated use cases, not really the best. Gem Grab, there's a few really good maps with him there. Hard Rock Mine and Gem 4 in particular, insane. There's some decent use cases for him in Knockout as well. Bounty, probably would stay away from, and in Heist, of course, in Hot Potato, he can absolutely carry, whether that's on the offensive with the multiple launcher gadget, whether that's defending as well, because you can easily just scout the mid bush, scout left, scout right. I don't know, Rico, to me, I always carry with him, so his potential is through the roof. The next brawler you need to carry your randoms with, it is a Melody. So of course, Melody is one of the best brawlers in the game, but again, it's a brawler that I see not a lot of people really ban out. which is kind of strange to me. Even when my teammates have first pick, they don't pick Melody, but she is a carry brawler. I think even when Melody receives some nerfs, which she definitely will because she's insane in the meta, I think she'll still be the carry brawler. Main reason being is because when you have 3 dashes, you can just create so much pressure with that, whether that's in heist, whether that's in Brawl. So in those 2 game modes, you can absolutely carry, and of course getting the damage on the safe with Melody's insane. In gem grab, again, just any brawler with any type of dash capabilities, you're always going to be able to make that pop off play. So killing a gem carry and gem grab, bounty and knockout, just getting pressure, especially with the shield gadget and just destroying teammates, destroying the enemies, sorry. And then of course in hot zone, you can always get pressure with those 3 dashes, especially when you respawn. You've still got the invincibility shield, and you can be in the hot zone at the same time. So Melody for me will always be a carry brawler. Jumping into the next brawler you need to carry your bad randoms with, it is Spike. So right now the meta, I think he actually is pretty overrated, probably around the C tier, so it's pretty hard to carry with him in this meta, but still I think the damage potential with Spike is through the roof. Of course your randoms probably are going to end up picking Spike in the most dumb scenarios, but a good Spike can just, like I said, the end game stats will always be in Spike's favor because he just deals insane damage. He's really good in Brawl gem grab right now. I won't really use Spike elsewhere. I think he's kind of out of that type of meta, but again, if you get some really good supers with the mythic gear combined and then cycle through to your hypercharge, I think there's always carry potential there, and I guess that's probably why people tend to go him a lot of the time, because people don't know how to dodge curveball as well. Next brawler on the list is Serge. So again, it's another brawler where I know my teammates are bad. You know, they're first picking like Dynamite, Jesse, and all of these other stupid brawlers. I know I need to go a brawler like Serge. Main reason being he has big pop-off potential, in particular on grassy maps, but with this shield gadget. So I know that got nerfed quite heavily down the pass, but I still think it's a really good gadget, and the fact that you can get like 5 pieces of ammo within is like you're able to shoot it out in a couple of seconds. The damage potential is insane. His defensive capabilities with his super are really strong as well, and I feel like a good Serge can actually win most matchups as long as the map isn't completely open up and they keep you at first level. You can always carry with a Serge. Next up on the carry list, we have Cordelius. So again, another brawler that's always at the top of the meta. So of course, him being strong, you can carry your teammates. But at the same time, I think his carry potential is so underrated. The main reason being is because you can use Cordelius in so many different ways. So the reason why I like to use Cordelius is if the opponents have just picked some really aggressive brawlers, you know you have to be insanely defensive. So if you trap those aggressive brawlers in the Shadow Realm, you can win the 1v1 easily. And then if you position yourself in a good way, once you exit the Shadow Realm, you can then get like a double kill. His potential and his pressure is through the roof. You can just manipulate any matchup you want. I think he's actually secretly pretty high skill cap. I know he's pretty strong. It might be a controversial opinion, but I think there are a lot of things you got to consider when you play Cordelius. Also, you got the jump gadget to make a lot of plays onto throwers, whether you want to just jump over a wall to get pressure or just juke a lot of things. There's just a lot of things to consider with Cordelius, and I think you need to use him to carry your random. Next brawler you need to be learning to play to carry your randoms with, it is Stu. So I always say that a good Stu player overall typically is a great player because there's a lot of things to consider, and typically inside of esports, I know within esports you're not going to have to carry your bad randoms, if you get what I mean, because everyone is good on your team. But whenever I'm watching the esports and I'm seeing a good Stu player, I just know they're good and they're always the best player on their team. For example, I'm not going to name them because I don't want to throw their teammates under the bus, but you get what I mean. That's what I'm always looking for. So what I mean by that is learning Stu can really help you just get better overall in the game. And of course, Stu isn't going to be like carrying in terms of like damage stats, KD, but he's going to be carrying in overall pressure on the map, whether that's on hot zone, getting a lot of time, gem grab, pressuring up the map, for example, Brawl making plays, again pressuring up the map. And although he's not going to just kill everyone on the map, he's going to make those plays. But into the final brawler you need to be learning to master to carry your bad randoms with, it is Colt. So I'm not seeing enough Colt right now within ranked. I know typically he actually is a pretty high skill cap brawler. You may not think it, but again, it takes like a really good player to learn how to use Colt. Again, in competitive, when I see a good Colt player overall, typically they're the best player on the team because they know when to go in aggro, and a lot of the time you see Colts get like 1-2 kills at a time, making game game-changing plays. So trust me, learn how to play Colt. The good thing about him is that you can play him everywhere. Just don't really pick him early on in the draft, but you can definitely carry your randoms with him because he's got the flying hook, and if you have 4 gadgets, that's 4 chances to like pounce onto your teammate making a bad mistake, and then you can kind of clean up the bad mess that they make. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. Let me know whether I missed out on any brawlers or anything like that in the comment section in terms of what brawlers you use to carry your randoms with. It would be pretty interesting to see what you guys think of this. But don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.